If anybody has any permission slips, signed permission slips, can I collect those, please? Still a few of you have to turn those in. So go ahead and get those out. If you haven't turned them in yet, please get that in. We'll try to collect as many of those as we can. We're going to do registration tomorrow for that. And the online part. So slips. Anybody else? Pass it over. Any others? Okay, so some of you got them in, some of you need to turn them in, so let's get them done. No, just try to them in this week soon, so we can get, you registered. We'll do the online application tomorrow. We'll do that part of the class, so that'll be the other part, okay? All right, so we're going to continue with the chapter materials. Now, we went through chapter 1. The only sections in chapter 1 we're responsible for are 1.1 and 1.3. Now, chapter 1 has a lot of sections, but basically whatever I put up as far as notes and questions, that's the only thing I'm going to ask you. So don't worry about reading the other sections, just read the ones I give you, okay? Today we're going to go through 2.1 through 2.4, so you do have questions to do with that, so if you guys can get the notes and questions open as we go through these. And, you should be answering those questions as we go through. That's part of what you're going to be turning in, right? So make sure you stay caught up. Only questions, again, make sure you put, 2, 3, or more sentences or more points for your answers. And use another color, like red or blue. That way it's a little easier for me to read those when I go through them. Okay? But once again, try to stay caught up with those questions. And we'll do those in class together. We do have our first assignment today, so we go ahead and do that. All right, so let's get going. Chapter 2 talks about psychological health, and that is mental health as well. So that's what we're going to be covering. So first off, what is psychological health? Well, it's something about what we feel related to exist our day-to-day lives. It's comprised of many things. It's like mental health, it's social health, it's all these things. It's kind of how our mind, our emotions, and everything work together, right? So we're going to look at what are characteristics of psychologically healthy people, and we're going to look at this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs in these first sections here. So what are psychologically healthy people? Here's a list of things. I'm going to go through them, and the questions also ask, what do you think about psychologically unhealthy people? So you can think about the people that kind of do the opposite of this. First off, psychologically healthy people feel good about themselves. Generally, they have a positive feeling about themselves, right? So you can call that self-esteem or whatever. They're able to express respect and compassion towards others. So generally, treat others well, right? Control tension and anxiety, so kind of controlling their emotions, also controlling their stress. They can do that. Meeting the demands of life, able to kind of take everything on. Another word for that is resilient. They can kind of, life has ups and downs. There's times when it's rough, there's times when it's easier. And how you handle that, how you cope is a big deal. Curb pain and guilt, so they're not hateful or guilty or negative in any way. They're more positive. Positive outlooks, that's a big part of it. Another word I've used for that is gratitude. They're grateful for things. They value diversity, so they appreciate all types of people where they come from, right? And they appreciate respect nature. So this is just a list of things you might see in healthy people. So the first question I mentioned is, what are some things you see in psychologically healthy people? You could list some of these things. The second question, psychologically unhealthy people, that might be the opposite, right? It might be negative, might be pessimistic, might be hateful towards other people, might not get along or like people, maybe anxious or worrying all the time, maybe very, like I said, negative. So generally, people that are usually positive, they kind of feel good to be around. They feel like an uplifting type of person, and then there's other people that maybe are types of people that might bring you down. So, generally you want to foster relationships with people that are positive, not really negative, because the negative people can have a bad influence on you too. So, you want to be around kind of fun, happy people that are easygoing, get along, versus the people that always have issues with things, right? They're emotional. Not that being emotional is bad, but maybe they have outbursts, they can't control their feelings, maybe they have a lot of anxiety or whatever. Maybe they're going through problems, right? So maybe some of these people just need help with their issues. But sometimes it's hard to express that. All right, the second thing is this pyramid, and this pyramid is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow was a psychologist who came up with this and said that as humans, we have a set of needs, and in order for certain needs to be met, you have to meet the needs at the bottom before you get to the top. So they go from the bottom of the pyramid to the top, right? So it shows the pyramid. At the bottom are your survival needs. So everybody needs to eat and drink, right? We need food and water. We need sleep. Those things are survival things. So at a minimum, humans need that. Okay, I've got to say pretty much all animals need that, right? And then after that, you need security needs. So you need to be, you need to have somewhere to live, somewhere safe, somewhere to keep you secure. So, some people don't have that, right? They might not have a place to live. So security needs would be second. So once again, those are needs that pretty much everybody has to be able to survive. So let's say you have your survival needs, you have your food and water, and you have your security, you have a place to live. After that, you have your social needs. So social needs just means the ability to fit in with somebody, like a group, to be able to, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your community, maybe it's your group. In the past, maybe it was like a tribe or a group you got along with. So social needs is basically how do you fit into the society that you're in, the group you're in. And so people have that, right? So do you have a group of people you associate with, family and friends, whatever? We have social needs here at school, right? How do you socialize here? How do you socialize with your family? How do you socialize outside? That kind of thing. So if you have social needs and you're being fulfilled there, the next thing you have needs for is kind of being able to be individually recognized, which is a need for self-esteem, which is self-respect, respect for others. You need to be able to branch out and do your own thing. A lot of you at this age are kind of starting to find your identity, right? That's part of being a teenager and a young adult is an identity thing, like find out who you are, what you want to be, what you want to do. That's esteem. So those are esteem needs. If you've met all the other needs, the highest form, Maslow said, of needs is self-actualization. So these people actually have all their needs met, and they're able to be their fullest self. So they're able to be creative, spiritual, fulfill their potential. So they're able to do what they're kind of made to do. They're doing to their fullest extent. So you're realizing your potential. You're getting to that point where you're doing what you're kind of maybe as a human you're supposed to be doing. So a lot of people struggle with needs at all levels, right? You think about people that might struggle getting enough food or water. Right? They don't have enough food or water. Certainly, some people in this country have that. Other countries, certainly, that's a struggle day to day for them. Or shelter, whether they have a place to live and sleep and security. So a lot of people struggle with that, or fitting in socially. So those are things that are needs that come about. I want to show you this video clip.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. Abraham Maslow proposed his theory in 1943 after studying what he called exemplary people, such as Albert Einstein or Eleanor Roosevelt. First, there are physiological needs, such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. The moment we get enough of that and we feel awake and our bellies are full, we get motivated by the next thing. Now we want safety. We try to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. Once we are satisfied and feel safe, we have time to think about what we want next. At stage 3, we seek love and belonging. We desire to be close to family and friends, belong to a society, or join a gang. But the moment we feel completely part of a group, we already wish to be a little different than the rest. At stage 4, we look for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from our peers. We want to be someone. If we have money, we buy a fancy watch. If we have a brain, we write or think or work a lot. Motivation to perform and compete is now at its highest. Students, sportsmen, and inventors excel. Neil Armstrong even flew to the moon. Only if we breathe and drink and eat and sleep enough, and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, only then can we reach level 5. Self-actualization. Now we can relax, be creative, accept facts for what they are, give back or do whatever we want. No more pressure, unless of course there is trouble below. If you are a leader and believe in the theory, use it. First, make sure everyone has eaten well. Then make them feel safe and help them belong to a group. Once they feel they belong, they are ready to stand out and excel. Thanks for watching. Even if we try to keep it short, each video.
Alright, so that video is just kind of summarize basically the concepts here. So what you should know is the levels and, what each of them means, basically. So, what he's saying is you need to fulfill the bottom levels before you get to the top. And that's the main thing about Maslow. Okay. All right, psychologically healthy people. Think about that for a second. That was a whole list of things that we had that was listed there. What are some examples of things that psychologically healthy people do? So anybody want to throw out some things that you heard? What do you guys think? Yeah.
Can be kind to others and themselves.
Okay, treat themselves well, treat others well, right? So, good. Anybody else? Anybody? What do you think? Yeah.
They can control their emotions.
Emotional control. Okay, so they're not like really always having outbursts and things like that. Anybody else call people or anybody else want to chime in? There's a whole list of things. What else?
They value life.
Value life. Okay, so they value themselves and others in life. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so those are good ones, right? So all those things, right? They have a positive outlook. They care for themselves and others. Generally, they just, I don't know if they necessarily seem happy, but they have a kind of a zest or a zeal for life. They're very positive. So what about unhealthy people? Yeah.
Unhealthy people tend to not be positive, so
They're negative, negative thoughts, feelings, emotions. Maybe that leads to things like anxiety. Yeah.
Spread negativity.
Spread negativity, right? They're always negative. Maybe they're talking a lot about other people. Right? I would say a lot of gossip, a lot of talking about other people can be very negative. So it's not productive. It's not going to help out. Some people do that to make themselves feel better, so they talk about other people, right? But sometimes you don't know what they're going through, so maybe you can try to think about what they're going through. Maybe anything else negative, unhealthy people. Any other thoughts? Yeah.
they struggle to value themselves.
Okay, so they have problems with how they feel about themselves, sure. So they could be, they can have issues with how they feel about themselves. That's self-esteem or self-efficacy. So one thing about that is one thing you can do to feel better, I think, is to set some goals and then have accomplishments. So once you've reached your goals or you've done things or you've worked hard, let's say you study for a test and you get a good grade, that makes you feel good, right? So doing things that make you feel like you've put work in and you've accomplished things. I think having to struggle a little bit with things actually is a positive because it'll make you feel better. So those are things to think about, okay? But they tend to be negative people. They might have problems with emotions. They might have problems with depression or anxiety, right? They may be going through things, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes they need help. They need to have somebody to talk to, that kind of stuff. And then the last question is, what level do you think you're at? So you can reflect upon that. Which one of those levels of the pyramid do you think is the one that's most challenging for you? Do you feel like you have trouble fitting in socially, or maybe trouble realizing your fullest potential, or that kind of stuff? I would say the most common for people in your age or a lot of ages is probably social and esteem needs. So how you fit in and how you feel about yourself. Those are struggles a lot of people go through, right? And once again, whether it's you feel like you are involved or your friends, or how you fit in, or your identity. So those are things that people struggle with. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Psychological health includes mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. So there's 4 categories. We talked about the aspects of health yesterday. So these things encompass psychological health. So you think about everything involving the mind, right? Mental health is the rational thinking side of our health. So mental health is how we use our brains to do problems. So think about it. You're using a lot of that in school, right? You're having to come in and do work and think. you're focusing a lot on that side. Emotional health is how you feel, right? So how you handle your emotions. Social health is how you interact with others or groups, so friends, family members, relationships, things like that, how you handle those. And then spiritual health is having a sense of belonging or something greater than yourself. So that can relate to goals, but also just kind of what's the big picture, right? So those are the 4 aspects of health. So for those, just make sure you know what those are and how they apply to that. So with those in mind, when you think of somebody who's mentally healthy, what are some characteristics that come to mind? So does anybody have any input on that? Mentally healthy, what do you think? It was kind of like what we just listed, right? A little bit. Any other ideas? All people? How about Elizabeth? What do you think? When you think about mentally healthy people, what's it? Something you think about? Okay, so they're not hateful, they're not guilt, they're generally positive, they treat everybody well, right? So you want to support people, things like that. Good. Mitch, what's another one?
Said they are happy.
They're happy. Okay, so how do they show that they're happy?
They're always smiling and stuff.
Okay. Some people can seem happy, maybe they are happy. Some people kind of will put on a face like they're happy, but they're not necessarily happy. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. And so the question is like, well, how are some people like seem to be happy all the time? Some people aren't. And it really comes down to personality, it comes down to how your brain works, how you think, right? What you think about. You think about negative things all the time or positive. So give me some of the dimensions of psychological health. Anybody want to throw those out there? What are they? There's 4 of them. So just say it. Mental. What else? Social. What are the other ones? Spiritual and what do you call it? Mental, emotional, social, and spiritual, right? Those are the 4 aspects of psychological health. So just know what those are. We'll just talk about that. And then the last question is for you. It says assess your psychological health in each of the dimensions. So think about those 4 and then just say, okay, well, how do you think you're mental or psychological or spiritual or social? Like how do you feel like your life is in those categories? That's just a personal reflection. So you don't have, that's an individual answer. Are you doing well? Do you think you have good relationships? Do you get along in school and class? Or do you struggle with things? So some people struggle, it's fine. In that case, maybe you have some stuff to work on, right? That's fine. Some people do have good impact on life. Okay. All right, what influences us for psychological health? So multiple environmental factors, including family, support systems, and community. So what are the things that influence our psychological health? Here's a list. Obviously, the people around you, right? Your family's a big one. How do you get along with your parents, your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles? So you're feeding your family. They should live with them so much, right? Right next to that would be your friends, because as you get older, your friends become more important. You hang out with local friends and your family. But hopefully you have your family, you have a support system, whether it's family or friends, you have somebody you can talk to. You have a close friend that you can talk with. If not, then you need to find that somebody to talk to. We have a lot of resources here that support you. So if you need somebody to talk to, you can't find somebody to talk to. You belong to a community, so you're part of a community at school, your classes, maybe you're part of clubs, maybe you're part of sports, whatever you do at school, that's your community. You also have a community outside of school. So maybe you're in a youth group, or maybe you're in activities, or you're in church, or whatever it is you do, that's the community, right? Whether or not you feel like you have self-efficacy and self-esteem, they're a little bit different. Self-efficacy means you feel like you're up to the task. You can do what you're asked to do every day, right? So are you, in other words, you kind of confident to do things? And that's kind of a daily struggle, right? Because you got to work to do that. But self-esteem, I think these are related. Self-esteem is like how you feel about yourself. So I think feeling about yourself isn't necessarily just telling people, oh, you're good, and telling them all these positive things. I think self-esteem is built by doing things and having a sense of accomplishment. So reaching your goals, struggling a little bit, working hard, growing yourself, right? So how do you do that? Well, you go to school, study for your tests, you work out, try to get along with your family and friends. You're trying to improve yourself. So how do you feel better about yourself? You're constantly trying to improve yourself. So think about this. If you're playing video games, you're trying to level up. So how do you level up? Well, what are you going to level up? You got all these categories. You got physical, you got mental, you got. So if you think about it that way, you're going to level yourself up, right? So how are you going to do that? Well, I got to exercise. I got to sleep. I got to eat good foods. I got to get along with people. I got to have positive relationships, that kind of stuff. So those are all the things you're going to do. Okay, we're talking about this personality, and this can affect a lot of it because different people have different personalities, but there's these 5 terms. By the way, you're going to do a personality assessment today, which will tell you, kind of give you an idea of what your personality is, but plus, there's these 5 terms right here that reveal different characteristics of a personality. So let me go through these. First off, agreeableness is kind of relates to how well you get along with others, or how well you're willing to work with others, or kind of help other people, that kind of stuff, versus if you don't have if you're not high in agreeableness, you tend to be more individualistic or not helping. Openness means how open are you to do things, whether it be new experiences or creativity or whatever, open to try new things, go to new places, etc. Neuroticism is how self-critical you are, or kind of prone to negativity. That's neuroticism. Conscientiousness is basically relates to how kind of well organized and let's say timely. Like let's say if you're somebody who's generally on time or organized or has things together. A good example of conscientiousness I use is if you think about how your living space, where you live in your room, is it generally kind of clean and tidy and organized, or do you usually have everything kind of messy? That's a level of your conscientiousness. So it's kind of how organized and tidy and clean and that kind of stuff. And then finally, extroversion and introversion. You probably heard about this, where extroverted people tend to like being around a lot of people. They like to be social. They like to talk to people, right? They're comfortable in that. It kind of gives them energy. Whereas introverted people are opposite. They don't really like a lot of people. They don't want to be around a lot of people. They don't mind a couple of people, but when they're in crowds, whatever, it can kind of make them tired. They get drained by it. So some people like a lot of people, some people don't. That's just a personality thing. And you probably can get that from your parents. So a lot of these things kind of describe how you handle things and how you generate. Because your personality, some of it can change, but a lot of it is kind of, you're kind of born into a personality, really. You can develop it, but, and you'll probably notice that you're a lot like one of your parents. You're like, well, I'm like that, so I'm this one. You end up taking characteristics of one or the other. So, and then lifespan and maturity, guys, your life is going to change. High school, you may be thinking, right, high school, you're in a narrow focus, you're in high school. But believe me, guys, 10 years from now, everything's going to be much different than it is now. When you get out of high school, whether you go to college, you go to work, you go to trade school, whatever you do after high school, you're going to become into adulthood, and whether or not you have a career, whether you start a family, whatever you're going to do, it's going to change. And then as you get older, it changes, right? You grow up, and you get close to retirement, and so believe me, it's I can think back when I was in high school. It's just life is so much different, at different stages of your life. So that's another thing. And then how your mind and body works together. So if you're constantly thinking negative, you're constantly anxious, that can wear you down, that can stress you out, and that can make you sick. You can get sick more often if you're stressed or anxious. So we're going to talk about controlling stress because how you think and how you can actually affect your body. So your mental state can affect your body. Mind-body connection is called. All right, so what are some things that can affect your psychological health? Anybody want to chime in, or should I just call people? Any ideas? What are some stuff? Yeah.
Having a healthy support system.
Healthy support, yeah. So having something to talk to, that's important, yeah.
About your family.
Family, yep, that's support system. Community, so you have a group of people you belong to that you feel like you fit into. Yeah.
Your personality?
Personality. Personality has a role in how you deal with things, right? and everybody's different. Good, those are good. So all those things. Anything else? Thank you for that. How does it affect their health? So how can that psychological state, like what you think about things, how can that affect your health? What do you think? Anybody else? Like, if you have positive thoughts all the time versus negative. Like, what if you're always worried and negative and stressed out? You think that's going to have an effect on you? Yeah, no? Makes you sick, right? Stress can literally make you sick, it can kill you. Stress can cause heart disease and stroke. Stress can cause diseases and can kill you. So people that have a lot of stress, they don't live as long as people that have little. So if you have a lot of stress in your life, then how do you handle it? We're going to talk about that next chapter, actually. So one of the things is, if that's an issue for you, then you need to figure out a way you're going to handle that stress. Because some people struggle with it. Not everybody does, but some people do. It says, think about your close friends or family happiness. What characteristics about them indicate that they are happy? So people in your life that are generally positive, happy, what are some of the characteristics they have? Can anybody think about that? You just call people? Generalizing just the same few people, so let me call somebody. About Amen? Oh, you've already spoken. How about Angeline? What do you think? When you think about positive people in your life, what characteristics do they have? Huh? So you're usually smiling. Okay, smiling is usually a sign that people are happy, right? Sometimes people can put on like they act like they're happy, maybe they're pretending, and then maybe they're not really, but yeah, generally they seem happy and contented with themselves. But what are their personality characteristics that make them like that? What do you think? How do they behave or how do they act? Are they positive people? Are they really negative people? Are they grateful? Right? Do they look on the bright side of things versus negative side of things? So generally those are the type of people you want to be around, right? Because they feel good to be around. Negative people kind of drain you. Positive people like, so friends and family, you want to just, I know family can pick all the time, but friends, like, pick positive friends. They just are so much better to be around. Because they make you feel good versus other people that are, like, if they're really negative or pessimistic or like hateful or whatever, they're just not going to be a positive influence. So those are things that you need to think about. All right, last thing is some of the things you can use to improve your health. This was mentioned earlier, develop a support system. So whether you have a family member or a friend or something, make sure you have that person you can talk to. So somebody you trust, right? And you have to have somebody you can talk with, just kind of get out your issues. And if you don't have that, we have a lot of support here at school you can use. You can sign up through a counselor or whatever and have somebody to talk to. So I encourage you not to hold it in, to get out your, talk to somebody about your problems. And that'll help you. That definitely does. Try to do your best. Once again, if you put in effort and you succeed, that feels good. That'll make you feel good. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, generally it's not a net positive, right? So if you're shirking your responsibilities, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, generally it's not a positive. So you want to set goals and then try to, so realistic expectations, like set goals and try to reach them, right? Like what are your goals for the semester? What are your goals for the year? I want to get this, I want to get these grades, I want to do well on my team, I want to, and then what are your goals for, so you got 1 year goal, you got 3 year goal, you got 5 year goal, like what's your goals getting out of high school? So think about those goals and then how are you going to get there? Okay, so day to day, how are you going to get there? Well, I want to go to college, well I need to keep my grades up, right? I need to apply, so I'm thinking about my goal. So everything you do is going to get you to that goal. So make you there. Makes time for yourself. So if you're stressed out, overwhelmed, we're going to talk about that. Make sure you have time where you can, downtime where you can get time to relax and de-stress. Okay? Maintain your health and examine problems, and get help if necessary, and getting good sleep. So I wanted to mention sleep because I know a lot of teens don't have enough sleep. Just to give you an idea, you should be getting around 8 hours of sleep a night. 8 to 9 actually, but if you get 8, that's good. And I'm willing to bet a lot of you don't get 8 hours of sleep a night. Try this, if you get 8 hours of sleep a night, and then you add exercise to your life, notice how much better you feel. So if you get like 5 or 6, next day you're probably not going to be doing too good. Or 3 or 4, I got students are always tired. And you're just like, how much sleep are you getting? Well, they don't get a lot because they stay up way too late and then they don't wake up on time, whatever. So once again, getting that sleep schedule is important. We're going to talk about sleep, but a lot of people just don't get enough of it. And the other thing is exercise is really important. So are you exercising? And then the other one is what are you eating? So those 3 things really can have an effect on your mental state. I would say the big one, when we have people come out and talk about mental health and mental illness, they're like, if I don't get enough sleep, I have serious problems, right? Because the sleep is what refreshes your brain and stuff. So that's probably the big one. And a lot of people struggle with sleep because they can't get to sleep or they have anxiety or whatever, but there's things you can do to help your sleep. We're going to talk about that next chapter. But you want to get into a routine, and there's certain things you want to do to help you, and some things you want to do to avoid. But it's really important to get involved, okay? All right, what do you think in that list would be most helpful for you as far as like helping your psychological stress? Anybody want to chime in on that? I'm just going to ask. Yeah, what do you think?
Instead of working on my physical health, I feel like as an athlete, I want to better myself.
Okay, so as an athlete, you probably are training a lot, right? So means you're getting enough exercise. So the other part of that is like what are you eating? So good nutrition, right? Getting enough hydration, water. Yeah, certainly physical health. So athletics, unless you're like training a lot of different areas, isn't necessarily fitness, but yeah, if you're running and things like that, you're probably in better shape than most people. But yeah, I mean, you're going to get that from that. So there are other aspects, like a big part of being in athletics, like, okay, you're training, you're eating, but you got to realize like recovery is important too. So that's when sleep comes in, or you're getting enough sleep. Because if you're not going to have full performance. So you got to, and then you got to have enough time to do your homework, right? So you got to get to bed kind of early and get all your sleep in. So athletes will talk about all these things. But, anything else? Anybody else want to throw? What are those things you think is helpful? You need to ask people. How about Ismail? What do you think? Oh, it's just sorry. I use my. That's funny. How about Isabel? What do you think?
Which question?
First question. What strategies to help your psychological health?
Setting goals and trying to reach them.
Sorry?
Setting goals and trying to reach them.
Reaching your goals? Okay, so it's a good idea for you guys to have goals and then trying to get to your goals, right? Realistic goals. So, what's a goal you guys have? Like maybe a goal for this semester, right? I want to pass my class, I want to get a decent set of grades. If you're a senior, you want to graduate, right? If you're a junior, I'm going into my senior year, right? You're starting to think about what's next. So, how are you going to get there? Well, how you're going to get there is to keep working, right? To keep moving ahead. Psychological health of the college students today. Think about high school students. We just mentioned a bunch of stuff. Sleep is a big one. Stress is a big one. I know day-to-day, like how much work some of you have to do in some of your classes. Maybe you struggle with issues with your friends and family, or there's lots of issues that people face. So just listen to it. All right, so that finishes up that section. Just make sure that you're staying caught up with the questions. As we're going through these, you should be answering the questions, whether it be typing in the answers or copy paste. I don't really care as long as you put the answers in. 2 or 3 bullet points or sentences, different color is preferred. We do have an assignment today. First assignment, you're going to be taking a personality test. So you're going to go to the website listed here. Personality test is just answer a bunch of questions. Either read the statement and agree. This is fully agree, fully disagree, or in between. So once you answer all the questions, they're going to give you a personality type. So they're categorized into like 4 categories, but there's 4 letters, and the 4 letters basically kind of describe personality. What they're going to do is they're going to kind of give you an overview of it, and you can read that. And then, so before you answer the questions though, I'd like you to go to the second website and look up what the letters mean. So these letters, and then type something in or just copy and paste it in. But it explains what each of these mean. Extrovert, introvert, sensor, intuitive, thinker, feeler, judge, or perception. By the way, these aren't the same letters, but they relate to those personality characteristics I listed for you. So they're very similar. This is just a more popular one. There's another test called the Big Five. By the way, this is a test a lot of counselors will do when they kind of are trying to find out what kind of careers people might want to do, that kind of stuff. So anyway, fill out those, what the letters mean, and then what's your personality. You're going to go and read the description and then tell me if you think it sounds like it fits you. You're going to go to the section called Strengths and Weaknesses, and it's going to tell you what your strengths and weaknesses are. And then just let me know what those are. And then the last one is career type. So this is like what a counselor would do. Read about the careers for that personality, and then read about whether or not you think that fits you. So the last one is like, read about the careers, what do they say, and is it something you think that would apply to you? Okay? So, and then finally, does it describe your personality? If you want to talk to somebody else who took it, that's fine. Just tell me if you think it's accurate or not. Now, this one isn't described as being the most accurate one. Some people claim it's not, but it's a kind of a general guide about personality, and then give you kind of a guideline. So go ahead and do that. So finish your questions, and then finish this personality test assignment. By the way, you don't have to do it now. I mean, I'm saying try to finish it the next couple of days, because usually I have to give you a couple of days to finish up the assignment, and I'll tell you when it's due. All right? So please take the test. You should be taking the test right now, and then answer the questions. This is mine, by the way. This is TJ. Somebody. Okay, so questions, assignment, work on those. And please, tomorrow we're going to register, so please, all right, Abe, you finished your test and questions? Keep working on those things. So you should finish up the test, right? Sorry. And then answer the questions. So make sure you get your 4 letters so you can put it on the test and then answer the questions about it. Make sure you fill out each of the letters for the 4 personality types. That's listed on the second website. please bring your forms into this room, registration, closing us tomorrow.
I thought someone left it there. Well, you guys went to Rancho? You figured out Facebook thing out? They haven't contacted me. We're gonna wait a couple days. Yeah, and see. Hopefully. Hurting your business? Yeah. That sucks. Hi, Renee. Huh? Hi, Louise. Are you friends with this way? Why? Louis. He's kind of not being nice with Kenny right now. He's just trying to challenge him in arm wrestling and trying to protect someone. He's sitting there working out in class, in his class, and then challenging him to arm wrestling competition. Look at that. Hey. So can I tell you something? Half extension. Hey, always do full extension so you get the whole muscle. What do you mean? If you're stopping here, half extension. Half extension, elongate the muscle, and that's long, and it works the whole muscle. This works half muscle. All the way down, all the way up.
No way, Matthew. He's at 230.
Roger. You know what's happening, Roger?
He's getting close to T-Series.
Oh my God, so I cuss when I speak to you? Sorry. It's okay. I forgive you, Evelyn.
Evelyn.
No?
Evelyn.
That's Mr. Marvel. It's my Bessie and the Tessie. Hi, Bessie. There. I saw you on there. Huh? There we go. Okay, I got there. No, my cousin. No, my cousin. Oh, no. I just got one.
We just had a rehearsal. Third grade tomorrow? Yeah. Left it tickets. Yeah, so I set up my agenda. If you don't mind, yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, thank you. That's fine. Tell me earlier so I don't have a bad pop. Okay.
You have a Buddha recruit?
That's to keep my grade four.
I want to.
Yeah, it's a small class, but yeah.
I traded fighter.
I think they're doing
Do you have more storage?
today, so
You have more storage? No? Yeah, I will.
right, park over there.
Yeah, I will. I ain't heard mine.
This on, you were on that side of the Humboldt?
Okay, that's probably the closest. Okay, I'll do
I
that. I
already talked
appreciate
to
it. Thank you.
Hey, you see the surrounds now?
I already talked to Kevin. I already talked to Kevin.
So it hooks up to both?
Right?
Where's the other one?
He brought this to the He said that you have Buddha too.
I can do butter rate on my elbow.
Where is the Johnny Wheeler from? Bro, when is Dragon Wheeler coming there? It should come out soon. He's dragging his progress. It's gonna be blue.
dude, you were just waiting for me to say something. I was like, oh, man.
You know how we went on Christmas break, right?
Yeah, and I tried to disengage.
You know how we went on Christmas break?
No, I'm leaving.
I got Robux for Christmas. I got Robux for Christmas. And I spend it on Blockchain. 2 times money, 2 times mastery, 2 times boss drop. Boss drop.
There's nothing better than that one without it.
Storage. and because and then also I got the tracker, the fruit tracker. Huh? The fruit never fire. Bro, Kevin stole my luster. But I was finding me and him were playing earlier, and then a cube popped up, and I went to go, we and him went to go together, and he got the luster. He got low. And then later I got light. I work for free. Yeah, I work for free too. Yeah. I saw her. I didn't know she worked for me. No, I didn't even know. She surprised me. She came out of nowhere when I was working.
Oh, girl! Don't start with me. Girl. I was here, but then you saw what happened. Campus security came by to talk and they had to, make sure everybody was safe. Girl. Evelyn, I'm glad it's Thursday and you finally woke up. Since we're gonna have jokes today, right? I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when I saw you were sleeping. Well, this is great.
Oh, yeah, because I was tired.
I know. I'm glad you're back to being happy and smiley and awake. Yes. Xavier. I'm gonna start throwing in names today. Ember.
What?
It's just fun now, because now you it's like a sentence starter and I just throw in the name at the end. Anybody else? No? Nobody else? Xavier? Anybody over there with phones up? No? Thank you for being phone piece over there. Evelyn, do you see anybody with phones out in front of you? No? Sandra, when's your next game? Today. Are you playing at home? Who are you playing? Are you excited? Are you going to beat them?
Yeah.
What time do you play at? You play right after school?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm going to stop by and see you today. It's going to be awesome. Is that okay? Maybe we should Kenny or some Melrose? No?
I don't know.
Sorry, remember. Thank you. Well, I'd like to go see you guys play. Hey, you're supposed to tell me when your home game is, your next home game, so I can go watch you play. When's your next home game? Stop it. You do know. I feel like you're lying to me right now, Louise.
Checking the post.
Eric, Jaden, when's your guys' next home game? Don't know. I feel like you guys are all lying to me right now, and it really hurts my feelings, and I kind of want to cry. Should I cry?
You.
I can't do that. Sensio, hello, sir. How are you? Good, good. Did you have a good break? Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Did you get to go anywhere? No, kind of chill. Good. Good to see you. All right, guys. If you guys could please for a moment, so I know I have you guys' attention. Close your notebooks 45 degrees, please. And then give me your eyes and ears, and I'm gonna hit the active listening button so we're all on the same page.
Active listening. Raise your hand and wait to be called on if you have something to say.
Awesome. And then, thank you. I need a phone one, because phone's away and earbuds out. That's what I need. I should put on the active listening. I'll do that later. All right, so today we are going to finish up our New Year's resolution assignment, and then we are going to share them out. Okay, so, sorry. So this is one we began working on yesterday. Word. Alright, so this is what we began working on yesterday. So you're going to finish them. Everyone just following along as we go through. Make sure we're finishing them up today, and then I need the last 20 minutes of class so we can share them out. Okay, so we are out of here at 2:13. So I'm going to ask that you guys are done. At 1:55. Okay, so that leaves you guys 30 minutes to get this done. And then once everybody's done, what we're going to do is I'm going to get you guys into groups of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Groups of 3. I'm going to get you guys into groups of 3. You guys are going to share out your New Year's resolutions and quotes and pictures in your groups of 3. And then in your group of 3, you guys are going to pick one person to share out to the whole class. Okay? We are going to finish and share out today. Like my last period, we had to stay a couple minutes after because it took everybody so long to follow instructions and get into groups and so forth that it went longer. Guys, we're done at 1:55 when we did follow instructions, get into groups, we'll be out here on time. Okay? So go ahead, you guys remember, follow the steps. Step 1, you should already have done. You should have brainstormed and listed the things people should do more or less in the year. You should have 5 to 7 sentences in step 2 explaining your New Year's resolution. Find a quote. So like for instance, guys, my New Year's resolution is to be healthier. I'm going to search quotes about being healthy. Right? If my New Year's resolution is to not procrastinate enough, quotes about procrastination. Right? And that's how easy it is to find a quote. You just search that. And then step 4 is a mini poster. Why are you in the computer already when I'm talking? Go. Step 4 is create a mini poster, right, in which you only need 3 things. State your resolution as a simple command. No procrastination, right? Don't procrastinate, whatever you want to say. Your quote, and then a visual of some sort. Where can you make the poster, guys? What? Thank you. Steven, you don't want me to push a button? No, I want to push it in.
Use Canva to create your poster, or grab a piece of paper from your homework card and feel free to draw me a pretty picture.
Okay, that's what we're going to do. You guys can go ahead and get started. Remember, if you need paper, there's different colored papers over here for your poster. I think it's a lot easier, though, to just use Canva and make it. Okay? Any questions? Great conversation, guys. Evelyn, you actually did. I enjoyed that. You talked today. Good job. Jesus has talked to me. Martin said hi. Asway, that's a bully teacher. classroom
Talk
versus
smack
funny
about
way
it.
trying to talk to them, you know, trying to intimidate them.
Hey man, when he talks smack, that's when he gets me.
Please don't have phones out until this is done. Thank you for helping your friend out there, Jesus. Being a good friend, telling him, Xavier, you're not done, you can't be on your phone. So much quieter over there when Ostiel isn't here. I'm starting to realize who the problem is. It's not Xavier or Jesus. Interesting. You guys notice this when Ostiel isn't here, how quiet it is? And then when he's here, there's like 12 redirections. Huh?
Girl, nobody asked.
Girl. Raise your hand before you talk. Any suggestions on music? How you guys work? No? What do you guys? Jazz? Jazz it is. I'm asking for input. Does anybody have any input on the music they would like to listen to while they work? No? Alright. It goes back to this old saying, closed mouths don't get fed. You have music you want to listen to? Which one? No, I'm asking you to play here though. You have A's and B's in all your classes, which most of you should, because at the end of the semester, you are able to listen to your own music during your work time. So you are able to do that. But I was asking just for music, put on while you're at work. Let's try some.
Sound like hip hop.
Oh, I worry about hip hop because it's profanity. And
English.
I put clean, but then like as it cycles through the playlist, it doesn't always end up clean. So I get worried about playing that. It's okay for you. It's okay for you. And it could be okay for me until my boss walked in and fired me, and then it wouldn't be okay.
You're not fired.
Because I don't play profanity. I make good choices.
You gotta take chances.
Yeah, I take chances that are appropriate, not chances that could ruin my life.
Just close the door.
Why? Because then someone's gonna walk outside and be, hey, Mr. John was playing 21 Savage and Drake in class, and they were like, I'm like, no. Integrity is doing the right thing, even though you can't close the door.
So that means you really think you would go say
Right.
something though?
What's that?
You really think you would go outside and say that?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Somebody. And not only that, but like I told him, integrity is doing the right thing even though you can't close the door. Or even though I can't trust your students. I still do the right thing because you wanna know why? 'Cause I'm a dad, and if my daughter had went to school and her teachers were doing that, I would've been the first one in there to tell them they were wrong. So why would I do something that I felt was wrong?
But she's never aware of
It doesn't matter. What is appropriate for a high school classroom? You know? And one day, you know, when you guys have kids, when you're gonna want your kids going in with a teacher that just does their own thing and shows whatever and lets them hear whatever, or you're gonna want a teacher that has your kid's best interest at heart. You have a phone? So you put your music on. Man, I like this playlist. And you put your phone away. Classic. Oh, you know which one I really like? I forgot about this one. Like one of my favorites. It's Disney classic piano. So like all the Disney songs played on piano. I asked if you wanted something else and you didn't say anything, and now you're not on my playlist? Jeez. Do you have something better? Not here. See, you liked it.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's actually very peaceful.
Play it louder.
Did I tell you I got surround sound? I got two of these. There's one here now, and there's one back there.
Yeah.
Good word, you know?
Thank you.
Beautiful. Xavier. Thank you, bud. Yeah. And then as soon as you're done, because I know you can finish this in probably like 10 minutes, as soon as you're done, while you're waiting for everybody else, then you can finish shopping. Yeah, so you go like this. I just have to learn these things. So you go there, put your version. Here.
What do you want to do in the year? Like, you want to do more with?
Wow.
Yeah. Or and then the one that says less. Do you think that
Yeah, just log out. I can see it that way. So sorry, I took it and I have to make it. Thank you. Yes? Yes, sir? Is it in step one first? So it tells you all this, so step one, brainstorm a list of things that people should do more or less than a year. So things people should do more of, and things people should do less of. And then when you get to step two, it's gonna tell you pick a thing from the list that you, resolve to do in the new year. And do a 3, 5, 7 sentences. And you're gonna pick one of the 4 things that people should do more. Is that right? Yep. Yes, Martin? On. You want to?
So you just have to have 3 things, right?
So all you need, guys, all you need on your poster is your New Year's resolution stated as a simple command. You need your quote and you need a visual, a picture. So if you have all 3 of those things on your poster, then you're good. Okay? You have all 3 of those? Huh? What are you missing? Huh? Or what do you have? So you have you have your quote. Right? What was your resolution that you're gonna do? So you haven't finished this, so you don't even know. You have to do this. You're skipping to step 4 and you're gonna do steps 2 and 3. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Let's celebrate. Guys, real quick, take a break. Hey, just because a few people are stuck right here on this more and less, you guys share some ideas out, and then you guys can pick and fill in. What are some things people should do more in 2024?
Go outdoors.
Go outdoors.
Mind their own business.
I like that. Set boundaries. Boundaries, or as everyone said, mind your own business. What else? Spend time with family. Getting it? Are you getting it? Okay. Things that people should do more. You getting it? And then less. What should people do less of?
Devices.
What?
Using less cell phones.
Huh?
Using less time on
Cell phone? Yeah. Less time on cell phone. No procrastinating. Be mean to others. Being tardy in class. Guys, this should not take long to finish this assignment. Right? When I say that we are moving on at 155, I'm gonna move on, and those that didn't use their time are gonna get affected in their grade. So please get it done. We're working on finishing tasks. Whole last semester, we're finishing tasks. Getting it done, starting on time, finishing on time, moving on. Yes, Matthew?
Can you check it again?
Check yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing Canva or check the actual, this assignment?
I think I changed the picture on camera. I added more to it.
Okay. Awesome. Good luck. Did you get finish that, Sandra? Yeah?
That's all? You're done? That's
Yeah.
perfect. Good job.
Add more text.
Yeah.
Good job, Matthew. What are we supposed to do? Like, some each of them, just pick one of these.
Yeah, you're gonna pick the one you wrote about. So
So
you
we'll be learning about more about like the detailing business.
Yep.
So I just have to put like a picture of like.
Maybe detailing machine or maybe a car or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do the massage gun in the vacuum. No, I'm kidding. But
And then do I have to put a quote?
and then the quote is already there.
Yeah.
So you put that quote.
And then what else do I need? So that's the second.
That's it. So you just need the resolution stated. So that's one about you learning more about your business, your quote, and then the pictures. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Yes. What is your resolution you're gonna do? More projects. So my new resolution is to be more focused. And tell me why. And just give me thoughts on it. Maybe about how it was negatively affected you and how by making that change will have a positive impact. Give me some words and thoughts about why you're doing that. Okay? Good? Are you doing that? Okay, take these ideas. Take some of them. Which one now? So like what you made that. So think more, go outdoors, set boundaries, mind people's own business, spend time with family or friends. Alright? Less time on cell phones, less procrastinating, less being mean to others, less being tardy to class. You all done? No? Working on it? We have 7 more minutes to finish up. Maybe we should write that about the less procrastinating part. Roy, you done?
Yes, sir.
Poster two? Poster, yeah, thank you. Kathy, you done? Got it?
Is the full required? Why does it say this is not required?
Huh? Oh, it's not required that it comes from a text that we have read this year.
How do we do the poster?
Use Canva to create your poster, or grab a piece of paper from your homework card and feel free to draw me a pretty picture.
You have any other questions, Alex?
Can you repeat it again?
Use Canva to create your poster, or grab a piece of paper from your homework card and feel free to draw me a pretty picture.
Good one. Do you think I've answered that question before? I don't think so either.
Wait, Mr. Daniels, what do we do?
You just do you, man. Keep sitting there smiling.
Use Canva to create your poster, or grab a piece of paper from your homework card and feel free to draw me a pretty picture.
You broke it? I'm joking. Totally joking. Raise your hand, please, if you are not finished yet. Keep your hand up. You're gonna go around the room, I'll point at you, just tell me how many more minutes you think you need. Keep your hands up.
The whole class.
No?
I don't know, like 7 minutes?
Sounds good? David?
5.
Eric? Angel?
Like 5.
Xavier? 5. Jesus?
7.
Awesome. You're gonna give till 5 more minutes, so at 2:01, and then I'm gonna assign groups. Keep working, guys. You guys are doing awesome. Keep it up. Good. That works. Good enough.
Ooh, big one.
You know the deal. So there's so many users on there, it's taking a lot of space. We need to take some of those profiles off, so it creates more space on the public. Is it running really slow right now? Yeah? You want me to do it right now? And I'll give you extra time on this assignment. Okay, you go ahead and then after, we'll do it. Okay. So you can open it on Canva, or you can just drop it. Some students just doing one, still get the same amount of points. Some students like went on Canva and made it, and then just posted it here. Yeah, so we'll go to Canva. Do you ever use Canva? So and this is like good practice because you can use Canva later on in life in college. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. Canva is this. This is the website which allows you. You can log in under. To log in under your school ID stuff. You're going to create a design. Closer. So you can find pictures online and download them and insert them. You can do whatever they already have on here. You can draw them, you can upload things, you can insert text box, you can type your quote in. You can do all that stuff. You can just do it all here. Alright? Then you have preset things in there. And you just put them on. Okay? Go. What's up? You. You weren't here yesterday, right? You were here. Hey. Hey, do this, man. What part are you?
What party am I?
What part are you?
Oh, step 4.
Oh, you're almost done?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. They just, yeah, you all have time to do this. Yep. Let's have those 3 things. File, download it, and then go back.
You broke it. You broke it.
So you go file,
Wait, put it
download, make a copy. So you make a copy.
Well, I might see some of it, but
Just wait for
the spoiler.
file, download.
I already know everything about AKD. Like, your New Year's resolution. It says to finish one letter.
So I can download it.
It's just those are the
It's gonna be in the folder
That's
now.
why I haven't watched Monkey Show.
Okay.
The love hasn't kind of.
Then here comes your assignment. Over here. Go insert. Insert the image. Your drive, where you just saved it. That. 202. So we're gonna move on. We just finished up. What? We're gonna move on. Yes, we're pushing it to the end. You're very close. Not okay. Not okay. The other thing that's not okay is my toolkit's not on there. I'm like,
That's okay too.
I'm not happy about this. I know it's
Just
okay.
stay positive.
I am staying. I know, but I can also practice being dramatic at the same time. Because it's actually kind of fun.
Have a mean face.
Huh?
Have a mean face.
I don't have one. I've been working on it because they make fun of me because I don't have a mean face, but I'm trying. Have you ever seen my mean face?
Not yet.
Not yet? I don't think you ever will. Yeah. I don't really have one. Even when I try to be mean, I have to bite the inside of my lip so I don't laugh. If I go like this, so it makes me not laugh. It's hard. Even with Alex, like when you get mad at me, because I never get mad at you, but when you get mad at me, I have to bite the inside of my lip so I don't laugh. I know that gets you really mad. Do you do that too? Are you doing that right now? You don't do that? A bite, it stops me from laughing when I'm trying to be serious. Alright guys, here we go. You ready? How many, raise your hand if you're not done. Raise your hand if you're not done. Here's the deal. We can do it today and be done. It's gonna be, have to be very quick and fast, or we can finish first thing of the period tomorrow. You guys, right, how many people really aren't done? Alright, we'll finish this out first thing of the period tomorrow, guys, but I do have to say this. That's getting all my classes done today so that we can finish the movie tomorrow. This, us not finishing today is gonna cut into our movie time tomorrow. So, if we wanna finish that spare parts tomorrow, you have to come in, get right into groups, and get this done right away so we can get it done in like under 10 minutes. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. And then we can finish the movie tomorrow, okay? I'm trying to push you guys to get it done today. No, feel that. Alright, so tomorrow, but for everybody make sure they're done today before we get out of here, so tomorrow there's no wasting time. Yes. Sorry, I was just reading. So like I'm very upset because remember how you used to have the toolkit and I could break you guys into groups over there and have a timer? Like I don't know where it went. So I'm trying to find it all day and I'm really sad I can't find it because I want to break you guys into groups. No, I'm real fast. I'm trying not to. The more you make me talk about it, the more I want to do it. Not that sad. Not yet. I don't have the ace after heater on today. Now this problem, I was like, it's at 74 in here. It's as high as it goes. Might need to close the door if you're still cold. Huh?
Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve, Matthew. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Tomorrow should be super. Tomorrow we have Friday, guys. Double fork period assembly. We have assembly tomorrow. We're gonna finish our movie, and then we have a 3-day weekend.